3.
Hello and welcome to a bonus dopey Christmas Patreon Ask Erin special. My name is Dave and I'm joined by author, recovering drug addict, and dopey contributor Erin Carr. Welcome back to the show.
Hi.
I'm super profesh with my intro, right?
You are. You really are. You've got this down.
Super profesh. And it is Christmas time again. Do you have a favorite Christmas carol, by the way?
I mean, I really love that Vince Guaraldi, Charlie Brown Christmas album. That whole album, like from beginning to end, is like my go-to.
Beautiful.
And I also, this is going to sound weird. There's like the Andy Williams Christmas album. I like the first side that's not Jesus-y. Like the second side of that album is real Jesus-y. But it was an album we had when I was a kid. And when I was really little, I remember I'd put it on and I was like, oh, he has such a creamy voice.
Creamy. Andy Williams Christmas
called his
record.
Voice creamy. Yeah.
What's the biggest Christmas song on the Andy Williams Christmas record?
It's The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. That's been used in so many movies, and it's
the most wonderful time. That's him?
Yeah. His version of that, the version that you hear a lot is his, yeah.
What's the biggest version of The Most Wonderful Time of the Year? It's
his.
Him? Are you sure?
I'm pretty damn sure.
Stand by.
It's the one that like on every like playlist that they make of like holiday classics, that's the one. And I think that's the version they use in the movie Elf.
Hold on. That's him. Creamy Andy.
Creamy.
I thought Andy Williams was that little guy with the blonde hair who was a songwriter in the 70s. He was kind of like a guest on The Love Boat and The Muppet Show. Who's that guy?
No, and I know who you're talking. Wait,
Who's
John Denver?
Guy?
No.
He looks like John Denver.
He looks like a more portly version of John Denver. I know who you're talking about, exactly who you're talking about, and I don't know his name.
Howie definitely doesn't know. Do you know Howie?
Yes.
Who is it?
Mel Gibson.
It's not Mel Gibson. Howie, hold on. Howie, welcome to the Christmas Dopey Patreon. I didn't bring you into the Christmas Dopey episode because I figured it was just going to be too confusing. But do you want to say hello to Erin? Wish her a Merry Christmas.
Hello, Erin. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yes. Now, Howie, as a total, here, keep yourself on the screen for a second because this is fun for me. Howie is basically as Jewish as you could possibly get. I'm as Jewish as you can possibly get, and yet right. Howie is somehow more Jewish.
Jewy.
Right. Jewier.
Jewy.
Yeah. Now, what I want to know, Howie, is first of all, what is your opinion of Christmas in general?
I love Christmas.
You do?
I love the Christmas time.
You
love
do?
Christmas music.
You do?
Yeah. Love everything about it.
What about Santa? Any feelings about Santa?
I have no feelings about Santa. I don't believe in Santa.
Huh?
I don't believe. Let's put it this way.
Liar.
I love
yes.
the holiday season enough.
Yes. To tolerate Santa's anti-Semitism?
I love everything about it. I think Santa is an integral part of Christmas, even though it's from Coca-Cola.
But if you ask Howie about Christmas presents, he would. Howie puts on a really nice act. He puts on like a good show that he's a loving, happy person. Like,
what's my act? What are you talking about?
But if you ask him about Christmas, he'll be like, why would I celebrate Christmas? I'm Jewish.
This is how my husband is.
I've never said that in my life.
You said that to me. No.
I think you might be thinking of a different friend.
I don't have any other friends.
When I was growing up, we celebrated Christmas. What are you talking about?
You did?
Yes. Well, I mean,
I'm sick right now.
In terms of gifts, we celebrated Christmas, not in terms of church.
You're saying that your parents gave you Christmas presents?
Yes.
So why were you so taken aback when I asked you about Christmas?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I think you're thinking of somebody else.
I think I asked you about Christmas. You said, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm Jewish.
Maybe you dreamt it.
Yeah, I don't think that happened.
Wow, that's
we
so
talked
weird.
about this, and then we talked about my Hanukkah bush.
Yeah, but I thought that was all. Do you really have a Hanukkah bush?
Yes, it's still up.
He doesn't. It's not true.
It's right next to the menorah.
Do you have a picture of it? Is it a real
Yeah,
bush or
probably
is it
somewhere.
a fake Long Island-y kind of Hanukkah bush?
No, it's fake. It's like a fake miniature thing. It's probably like 4 feet tall. It goes into a box.
Do you do the mensch on the bench or no?
No, I don't have a mensch on a bench.
What do you think
We
about
have
the
a
mensch
mensch on the bench.
Where's the? Show us the mensch on the bench. Where is it?
I don't have it out. You want to know why? Because I'm not doing that. It's like the same thing as Elf on a Shelf. I don't have that kind of commitment.
So why do you have the mensch on the bench then?
Because Seth got it for Atticus like years ago.
I love the mensch on the bench. Howie's
pretty
like
funny.
a living mensch on a bench. He's the
Yeah.
mensch on the sofa.
On the bench on the couch.
He's the mensch on the couch.
Right.
I wish that he's the slouch on the couch.
Well, I just I wanted to note that like most of the great Christmas songs were written by Jews.
Oh yeah,
So what, Howie? What's your number one Christmas song?
we already talked about this.
What is it?
Well, it's not. It's cold outside. It's sort of just a holiday song.
All right, enough of Howie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, back
Goodbye.
to you, Erin. If you were going to pick between John Lennon's "Christmas Is Over" or Paul McCartney, "We're Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas," what do you go with?
Paul McCartney, because I like the John Lennon one, but it makes me depressed.
It's depressing to you.
I find it
like
depressing.
Feels more like a Christmas song to me than the Paul. Howie, what do you weigh in on that? John, "Christmas Is Over," or Paul, "We're Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas"?
John's song is called "Christmas
No, it's
Is
called
Over."
"War Is Over."
Yeah.
All right. So this is Christmas. Can
Can you sing it nicely?
What was the other one?
Sing it nicely. Come on, sing
I don't know all the words. I just
Just do
I just
that part.
remember.
Do that
So
part.
this is Christmas.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Okay,
what have
then-
you done?
Right. What have you done? And then the other one is Paul, or is that the Beatles?
Paul. We're simply.
I'm gonna have to go with that.
Really?
That's definitely more
peppy.
festive.
I will
It's more festive.
Right.
The Phil Spector, the Christmas album is really good. That Ronettes Christmas album is so good.
I love your knowledge of Christmas records. How many Christmas records do you have? You got Giraldi, Williams,
I only have the
Spector.
Giraldi. No, I don't have any of them anymore. We have the Giraldi on vinyl. And that's the one Christmas album that Seth likes.
That just destroys me. We watched the Charlie Brown Christmas last night,
Oh.
and I was like,
Don't get me wrong, he watches all of these shows. He likes what's funny is he doesn't like Santa. He doesn't like the gift thing, but he likes watching Christmas movies, even like the cheesy Hallmark ones, and like any sort of like Christmas cartoons that are classic. I don't know.
it's interesting. Sounds like he's a self-hating Jew somehow. Somehow that sounds like a self-hating Jew to me. Now, let's get to it. I personally,
Yes.
I live for all things Christmas movies. I actually watched Elf for the first time this year. First time I saw
The
Elf
first
was this year.
time?
First time.
Wow.
And but it is Dopey Patreon Ask Erin holiday special. So what do you got?
I have two today, and I think this first one is one I answered in my column this week, and the other one I haven't answered yet. So, but I think this is going to be important for a lot of people. So it's Ask Erin. This will be my first sober Christmas, and I'm terrified. I think this is really good for people who are newly sober. Hi, Erin. I'm dreading the holidays. This will be my first sober Christmas, and I'm terrified. I'm a 32-year-old single female alcoholic and addict. I think I'm dreading Christmas for a few reasons. Last year, I got a DWI right before Christmas, and because of money and humiliation and COVID, I didn't fly home for Christmas. My family knows about the DWI, and they know I went to rehab this summer. They have been supportive for the most part, but I haven't seen them since going to rehab, and the last time I did see them, it was awkward. I have a lot of anxiety around seeing extended family more than my immediate family. I don't want to have to explain myself or talk about it with them. I am just not ready. Also, my family is a big wine family, and I know it will be weird to be the only adult not imbibing. Where I live, I have a pretty good support system. I'm scared of being away and feeling alone. It's also my first Christmas with the family since breaking up with my boyfriend of 4 years. Do you think it's a bad idea for me to go? I don't know if I should come up with an excuse or just suck it up. I love them and miss them, but it's giving me so much anxiety. So, I mean,
First
the
thing though
nutshell-
is like, don't you think the first thing is that COVID can keep them home? Like, first of all, congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations that they're having
exactly.
a sober
That's what I
first
said.
Christmas.
The first sober Christmas. This is huge. And like the gift of Omicron is that you have a built-in excuse to not go. With this surge, don't go. And I mean, I would say don't go anyway. When you're when you're in a healthier place or in a place where you're a little more secure in your sobriety and are more practice at setting boundaries, I think it's great to tell your family, I'm not going to come home for the holidays because it's a really stressful experience for me because I'm sober. I'd like to plan a time in January or February to come visit and we can spend more quality time together.
No pressure.
And no pressure. And I honestly think for a lot of people in recovery or not, the holidays put so much pressure on people to travel when everything's so expensive. And like, you know, your time with people is like, it doesn't feel as, it's not like the quality time you get if you just go and are able to sit with people one-on-one, because everyone's crammed together at once. Everyone's stressed about the holidays, and your experience of being with them as individuals isn't going to be the same as if you plan it later. I'm a big proponent of keep it low key on holidays, whatever holidays you celebrate, and see people plan something holiday adjacent before or after the holidays and allow yourself the gift on that day.
I need to interject here.
Yeah.
I think that I would lean on, because Omicron, or as they say in the hood, Omnicron, is sweeping the nation. I say, don't put it on your sobriety. I say, I don't really feel good about coming because I might
100%.
catch the fucking COVID. And then also because if you say, I'm stressed out about my recovery, then your family decides it's a stressful thing, and they you feel separated from them and all those things. You know?
No. And that was what I said in my answer in the column, is that right now use the Omicron. And my point was not having her tell her family later on that the holidays.
Does Seth say Omicron or Omnicron?
I don't know. He just calls it the variant.
Howie, do you say Omicron, or the variant?
I think I call it Omicron.
No, you don't. Liar. He's such a Howie just sits there and he lies. I say Omicron. Is that right?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Gives a shit.
I think I was calling it Omicron originally too.
Did you ever watch Futurama?
No.
The aliens on Futurama were from Omicron. They were amazing.
Really?
Anyway, back to yes. I say this lady, congratulations to this lady for having a sober Christmas. I say go easy. Go easy, lady.
And this is something else I just want to tag on that I put in the column and I think is really important for anyone, especially in early recovery, because I was talking to a friend the other day who doesn't have a whole lot of time, had time, and has had some relapses the last few years. And this is a really big time for relapse for her. So what she has done is planned out her time during like the holiday break so that her time is filled. And my suggestion to anyone in early recovery is like put in your calendar these things. First of all, have a couple of friends, whether they're in recovery or not, who can be there if you have that emergency person that you can call or text. Plan your meetings. Put a daily meeting, whether it's online or in person, every single day over this holiday week. And then add in some possible meetings. If you are in a place where you need an extra meeting, you don't have to go like thinking about it or looking for it. You've already put it in your calendar as a possible. Then look for some way to be of service. I understand it's COVID surging again, so it makes it trickier. But like I did like a quick search when I was answering this question, and there's several ways to be of service, including for City Meals on Wheels. They give you a free COVID test beforehand. You have to be vaccinated, but you can go and you can drive. You can do things distance. There's a lot of different ways where you can show up, and that, as you know, like anybody in any sort of recovery for any length of time knows that like when you get out of your own head by being of service, you start to feel better. And then my other piece of advice, was I think it's like, go ahead. And if you need that socialization time with people in person, there are a few pharmacies today that had rapid tests. If you can get your hand on some rapid tests, it's worth it. Do the rapid test, go hang out, go sit on a park bench and like have a bagel Christmas morning with your friend, or go get a coffee and go for a walk. And then the little like self-care things that you can put into your calendar too. I know I keep saying calendar, but sometimes we let things go that would be good for us if we don't make them a priority in that way. And that could mean like you're going to take an online yoga class, or you're going to go for a walk with your friend, or you're going to schedule time into your day to like do a facial or whatever.
Well, I want to say something for those addicts and alcoholics and people out there that don't have calendars, don't have access to organization, don't have a brain that they can be meticulous about. Because I struggle with those things. And what I suggest is do anything that makes you feel good that isn't using.
Yeah.
Anything that makes you feel good that isn't using. And that's
ice
cream.
cream.
And I'm saying even bad stuff. Like watch porn, masturbate, fucking eat, fucking watch too many movies, call somebody. Just try to have some kind of fun where where every minute that you're not using is a victory.
100%. 100%. And there are also a lot of recovery meetings, including, I definitely know for 12-step meetings and other recovery groups as well. During holidays, they'll have like 24-hour marathon meetings. And that's something to look into. It's really, really helpful. If, even if if you've got a week, or even if it's that like you're struggling and you're struggling to just even get a few days together, those marathon meetings can be lifesavers.
Erin, were you this organized when you were using?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, don't get me wrong. I struggle. No. My organization is like a struggle against my ADHD. And having a phone and computer that like syncs the calendar has helped so much, because I can put alerts in my phone. If I don't put these like alerts, like to call someone or to send an email, I'll forget. So I have to put them in my phone. And then at like 10 a.m., it's like, Erin, text so-and-so.
Right. So that's a tool. Everyone out there, this organization is a tool to fight disorganization and unhappiness. Okay, what's the next one?
Okay, the next question is, this is not so much recovery related, but I think it's an important question. Hi, Erin. My boyfriend and I started dating in November. It's bizarre to even say boyfriend. We are super newly exclusive. I have a question about Christmas and a new relationship. I've gotten questions like this before. This is not a hookup, as we are now in a committed relationship, but it's also so fresh. Should I get him a gift?
Frequent hookups. Now it's regular hooking up.
And they're committed, right? Should I get him a gift? And if so, what? Also, he's not flying home this week because of COVID. Should I invite him to drive to my parents' house with me on Christmas Day? There will just be my parents and sister and her husband there. We are all vaccinated, etc.
Yes.
Is it too soon for all this? Also, I don't know about New Year's Eve. I mean, things are weird because we probably won't go out, but should I assume we are spending New Year's Eve together? Am I overthinking this? I know I am probably overthinking things, and I don't want to seem pushy.
I say my first reaction is definitely get him a gift.
Yeah.
Right? How could you not get him? Who are you going to get gifts for if you're committed? How can you not get him a gift?
But what my thing is that because like I always think that a book is a good gift, because you can get something, even if they're not a reader. There are books that you can get them, whether it's like a coffee table book or something that's like in their like field of whatever it is that they're interested in. If like this person's like super into motorcycles and you've kind of seen what they have on their bookshelf, you can get them. I think books are like such a good gift for people.
And I think strung out would make a perfect strung out would make a perfect holiday gift.
Totally.
So you're saying she should buy him a gift? She should buy him. I think
she should buy him a gift. It shouldn't be big. Do not buy him a big gift. It's too early. But a book is a nice thing where like if he doesn't give you a gift, because not to generalize, but people who identify as men are not always as gifted in the gift department. He might not get you a gift, but if you've just gotten him a book, it's like not a big deal if he doesn't get you a gift.
I say get him a scarf or a hoodie, especially if they live in a warm climate, because an extra scarf or an extra hoodie is always very useful on a cold day.
This is true.
Or gloves or a nice warm hat. That's what I say. Get him something that keeps him warm in the moment. And he's going to be like, oh, this is so great. I forgot my hat and you gave me one.
You don't like my book idea?
I don't know. It's like if it's not a book I want, I don't want it. Like if it's
Right.
not a book I don't want it. You know what my mother-in-law gives
can I
me
just tell
for
you?
fucking
I'm totally
Christmas?
What?
Every year she like gives me some like Rolling Stone, like, you know, those big Rolling Stones that they sell. She like gives me like the guitar Rolling Stone. Every year she buys a new one and gives it to me again because she's scrambling to figure out what to
Right.
give me for Christmas. So she buys me the same magazine, and I'm like, Sue, you gave me this last year, and she's like,
Oh my
no, which is pretty funny. But anyway.
I'm totally gonna spoil. I got you something as like a Hanukkah gift, which it is a book, but it's so something that if you don't want it, I'm gonna keep it.
I
But
want it. Are you kidding me?
So
What is it?
something that like I'm not. Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Is it strung out?
No, it's not. It's not. You'll see. You'll see. I saw it somewhere when I did a reading in Brooklyn. I saw it somewhere. It's not in print anymore, so I had to find it, and I found it. And then, so I got this like a couple months ago. I've been holding on to it because I was like going to give it to you, and then I was like, oh, I should just give it to him for Hanukkah. But then now I'm like, maybe he has it, but I don't think you do.
I'm very excited. Now, what about inviting the boyfriend to Christmas? I say do it.
No.
I say do it and have
No.
a frisky ride to the.
No,
to the
I think it's. I say
some kind
don't.
of
Like it's too early.
Sexed out ride to the in-laws or something. Very exciting.
I wouldn't do it. I
Okay,
wouldn't
you say
invite
no.
somebody that early. No, I mean, and be direct about New Year's Eve. Like her question about New Year's Eve, like just ask him, like, are we hanging out on New Year's Eve?
I would do this for the Christmas thing. I'd be like, listen, I don't want to be, I'm not to be pushy and I don't want to be
Right.
weird, but I'm going to my parents for Christmas. I don't know what
Right.
you're going to do, but if you wanted to come, we'd love to have you.
Right.
An option?
Yeah, that's good. Like no pressure. I just want to say this really funny. Like I think this is in my book that like I rolled into like Christmas one day with like 3 ex-boyfriends in tow.
What does that mean?
That they didn't have anywhere to go on Christmas, so I brought like I had ex-boyfriends with me.
Wow.
We were still friends, So I brought them, it was okay with my mom, so I brought them with me, but I just thought it was funny that we were like,
I think that's
rolling
nice.
together. It was nice.
I think that's very nice. And I think this
Yeah.
has been a fine Ask Erin Christmas Patreon. And I think it will also go up on YouTube. Can you, I put the other one up on YouTube. Did you see that?
I saw. I'm going to share it.
Yeah,
I'm
share
going to
it.
put it on I'll put it on my website too.
And
I'm
this
like
one
so
can go
behind
there
on
too.
everything.
Yeah, you got to get
Yes.
to work, Erin. Got to get
I'm
to
going to
work.
put it on the whole Ask Erin because I have an Ask Erin Dopey landing page on my website.
Yeah, maybe I think you should do more stuff for Dopey because I need landing pages and stuff like that. I think we need to schedule a meeting soon. You can give me the gift,
Okay.
and I'll have a gift for you as well.
Oh, you don't know. That's not. You don't have to give me anything.
I have
when
something.
I saw it, I was like, oh, this is something Dave has to have.
I have
And hopefully you
something
don't have
picked
it.
out for you as well. It's in the other room.
Well.
Yes, I do. It's very exciting.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
Merry Christmas, Erin, and thank you for
Merry
coming
Christmas.
on again. And we
Thank
say,
you.
stay strong, Dopey Nation. Fucking toodles for Chris, and thank you.